While Rebekkah is setting up her performance, I want to. Rebekkah was the first archivist, so to say, for the Harald Bode archive. Together with Per, they saved this important historical source. And Rebekkah was also the person who brought the archive to ZKM in 2019, I think. We met for the first time. So it's nice that she's today in not as the role as an archivist, but more like as a performer. But everything, it's always this embedded in one person, right, Rebekkah? It's always both roles to fulfill.
Studio. Robert Bayer, one of the founders, said, like early polyphony was explored alchemistically in the alchemist laboratories of early Middle Age, before it actually occurred. The foundation of Klangfarbenmusik, sound color music, will first have to be explored in the laboratories of modern technology. At this time, Harald had already been active in his alchemist Klangfarben laboratory for more than 15 years, turning physics into the alchemy of sound. And that is what, to me, instrument design is about, turning physics into the uncalculatorical alchemy of sound that we consider as music. was the kick-off for the electronic studio in WDR Cologne, later called Stockhausen Studio. Robert Bayer, one of the founders, said, like early polyphony was explored alchemistically in the alchemist laboratories of early Middle Age, before it actually occurred. The foundation of Klangfarben music, sound, color music, will first have to be explored in the laboratories of modern technology. At this time, Harald had already been active in his alchemist Klangfarben laboratory for more than 15 years, turning physics into the alchemy of sound. That is what, to me, instrument design is about. Turning physics into the uncalculatorical alchemy of sound that we consider as music. Harald would continue his work in his alchemy science laboratory until his last days. That's now.
Of the voice, you can actually duplicate the flow of the speech, the timbres of the voice. And it is quite interesting. This is something that I also can demonstrate with the vocoder, what it means to stay in the dynamic flow, or to all of a sudden go to a static, if you will, distribution of overtones. All of a sudden the life gets taken out of it, and it's rather than being a live person or the voice of a live person, it's more the image of a wax figure in the wax museum.
It's the shape. It's only it's like a
complicated on an electronic organ.
Frequency range.
And now, if
this
you
produces interesting
get again
psychoacoustic
back
effects
to the example
and eliminate
that I used
the
before
monotony
of the
conventional
vocoder.
phaser sound.
In the case of the vocoder,
In the Barberpole Phaser, the infinite phasing is combined with a number of complementary modulation capabilities to optimize its versatility and effectiveness. Before demonstrating more complex samples of the sound modifications that can be obtained with a Barberpole Phaser, I'm going to show you a pre-recorded drum sound phased up in frequency.